Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope all's well. Hope you're having a great day and it's God-given day. I'm having a beautiful day, y'all. And welcome back to another episode of Cisco City Bus. Whew, y'all. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy week, but it's been a busy day. As some of you might know, I'm building a car, building a '67 Impala convertible. So I got one thing going on. It's another thing. I'm coming to an end, so I'm trying to wrap this thing up. It's like you think when you're started the build, when I started the build, it was like, all right, cool, I got a lot going on, but I was able to focus on one thing. Now I'm getting things done, and as I'm getting things done, it's like, oh, okay, I need to get this done right here. So there's multiple things going on to get one task done, y'all. But it's fun. I enjoy every moment of it. I love my garage therapy. Um, it's great. It's great. I love my time in the garage. Many people have asked me, how do you spend so much time in the garage? And I'm like, man, well, how do you spend so much time doing what you love to do? I love it. God's blessed me with that, to be able to purchase another home. So we lost our first home within the crash, the recession of '08. We lost our first home then, but God's blessed with being able to purchase a second home. Well, not a second home, a home, second time. Um, but so I spend a lot of my time in the garage when the family's not home and building my car. But yeah, y'all, I did have another bus rider for this episode, but as we all know, life happens, y'all. Life happens, and again, this thing is not for fun, but maybe it's a way for people to vent, a way for people to talk. I'm not trying to pry into people's personal lives or anything, but it's a way for people to talk and then maybe get some things out. Even their point of view on certain things. Just life in general. I'm not trying to go political and stuff because that just takes things to another route, to another realm. I'm not trying to go that route. But again, you might see somebody like, oh man, life's been great to them, y'all, and it's just like, nah, not at all, man. You don't know the backstory. You don't know the backstory. A lot of people, life is life, man. So again, um, my wishes are only to the best of that my bus rider that was going to be here. My wishes are to the best for her and her family, and hope everything is good. Hope everything is solid and works out all right. You know what I mean? Um, but that's actually a good topic, man. Like I said, this Cisco City Bus. Last episode, I was me and my wife, and we were just talking about our Valentine's Day memories, and that was like, oh, that was a good, funny one. And this topic. What happens when life happens, y'all? What happens when life happens, man? And I mean, I myself, I've been through some times, been through some times. And again, like I said earlier, we lost our house in the '08 recession, and some people might be like, man, that ain't nothing, and it's like that's just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. At a young age, at a young age, at the age of, I was probably like 13, and I come from a family of five. I'm the youngest, so I got my brother, it's my oldest brother, and then my sister is older than me, and then myself, y'all. And at probably the age of 13, man, he survived. My brother got shot, and he got paralyzed from the neck down. He got paralyzed from the neck down. And it was changing, y'all. It changed me. It changes my outlook on life for a while, man. It was just like, and there was, the trajectory that I could have been in. It was just different, y'all. It was different. If you see me pre that episode, and people think, what? Well, why did that affect you? It was like, what? Just because something happened to someone doesn't mean it doesn't affect people around them, y'all. Doesn't mean, and it affected me, man. It affected my choices, and some people say, oh, well, you gotta be tough for that. I was a kid. I was just like barely turned 13. It was just like you're still you're getting ready to go to high school, so you're trying to find out. You're still finding yourself, and it affected a lot of my choices. It affected a lot of my choices, and that's what I'm getting to, man. Is I had I'm not saying I had a really bad life. I've had some mistakes. I've had some things, and a lot of things have been hidden. You're just like, you can't release them. And recently it's like they caught up with me, man, and I had to let them out. But and that's what brought me to a lot of this stuff. And I'll be honest, that's what brought me to this is not the first time in my life that I've been introduced to God or Jesus, but it's like this is the time where I finally accepted Him. Like, it's time for change. It's time for change, y'all. To be honest, we all go through life when, whether it's your accumulating assets like a home, like new cars, the new job or whatever. You're just like, "Oh, I'm just lucky. I'm just lucky. Whoo, man. You're at the casino. You're hitting it. You're hitting it. You're like, man, whoo, luck is on my side. But then when you don't hit it no more, then when you're losing money, then when you're losing the house, you're like, why am I getting punished? Well, hold up, man. Why were you not? Why was it you were lucky, but now you're getting punished? You know what I mean? Like, why is it? Why do you see you're getting punished for something, and then you start looking like, what did I do? What did I do? It's not about that, man. I mean, it's life is life, and like I said, going through, you know, life. You know, there's things that I mean, children, raising children. You know, being a father. I have 4 kids, y'all. I have 4 kids, and my oldest is my stepdaughter. My oldest is my stepdaughter, and I'll tell you what, man. Full disclosure. As a young man, I didn't want a stepkid. I didn't want a stepkid. I was like, nah, I'm not trying to deal with the the baby daddy stuff and all that good stuff and blah 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 and this and this and this. And I didn't want that. There was a lot of boxes that I had that I was like, nope, nope. If the girl was, this had something like this, a kid in her life, I'm good. I don't want to deal with that. If there was a lot of the boxes, and you know what? It's like I don't regret it one moment. I don't regret it one moment, and it's crazy because as a stepdad, I would look and see the way other step parents would act towards their kids, and I'm like, man, how do you? I mean, it's not that kid's fault. You chose to be there, the step parent, and it made me proud at one point. We had a neighbor actually. We lived next door to us. It was about a year or so we were there, and probably about a year and a half and stuff. And one day, my daughter's dad picked her up, and she was like, "What the heck's going on?" She didn't even know that was my stepdaughter, y'all, because that's just the way I am. It was like, no, I entered her life. Whew. And it was that. I never introduced her as my stepdaughter, y'all. And it's like that was never a part of my life that I was like, hey, this was a problem. But and like it was like, no, there's things that happened in her life that I was like, nah. I mean, I've seen where she was kind of a pawn on the other side of her family, and I was like, nah, man, that So I stepped in a lot, and I remember there was times where she would get in trouble at school, and they didn't even know it. The school didn't know it because I wasn't on the paperwork, but I remember one time we went to go pick her up, and she wasn't a troublemaker. She was a good kid, but she was a kid, and they're like, hey, who's Frank? And I was like, huh? My wife, and they're like, oh, that's their stepdad. I'm the first person. She was like, yeah, he's that's who. She was like, oh, he's gonna be mad. And I'm like, phew. So you know what, man? I mean, and it's a trip because kind of going full circle with all this. I didn't treat my stepdaughter as my stepdaughter. Whether it was Christmas, birthdays, whatever it was, I didn't. There was no difference. Sports, there was no difference. But like I say, when life happens, you're just like, what do you do? And great relationship with my stepdaughter, all that, got grandkids. And due to the mouth of a few people, of just 2 people, y'all, of 2 people and their insecurities and pumping stuff into her ear, and it was just like, bam, done. Turn her back on me, y'all, just like, and it wasn't even. It's like, dude, for real, like, and to be honest and go full circle, I kind of ran into like a depressed state, like, man, because all I want, I didn't want a step kid, but again, y'all, when I met her mom, when I met my wife, because I met my wife a few times in the past, and then it was like this time I was like, nah, I'm not letting you go. I'm gonna bug you, but she checked every box that I would, poof, just like whatever. The girl's like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to deal with that. I'm good. She checked every box that I did not want to deal with, but I was like, you know what? I knew who she was, and I was like, nah, you ain't getting away this time. You ain't getting away this time. So, yeah, fast forward to now, man. I mean, it's been a minute since I talked to my grandkids, and this sucks. It sucks, and it put me in the loop. It really put me in a depressed state, and I mean, I mean, I don't drink anymore. I'm coming up on November, December, January, February. 4 months. I'm coming up on. I'm sober, so I don't drink anymore. I'm not gonna drink ever again. I don't have the want because I've stopped drinking before, but again, I don't have the want to drink anymore. But yeah, it. I mean, my drinking got a lot more. I became really irritable, mad, mean, and yeah, I mean, it's one of the things where when life happens, this is what I took. Like, this is one of the things I wanted to be, and it beat me down. It did. It beat me down, and I'm like, um, and it took a toll on me for a good time. I mean, because that's not my only grandchildren. Um, I have my son. Lives in another state, and had a great relationship with my daughter-in-law. And I don't know what happened, y'all. And again, here's two, my grandkids who lived here with us, and it was like, man, I loved it. Every minute of it, I loved it. I mean, it's as a grandparent when you hear that baby cry, you're like, it you. It's not like when you're a parent, you're like, oh man, it's it's a joyful cry, I guess. So I loved it. They moved to Georgia, and now it's far away, and it's like, man, I don't know what happened, y'all. I don't know what happened, but it was like cool. We video, text, and stuff, and with my grandkids, and on and on and on. And some way, somehow, it just ended. I just got left on red, and again, that was just more fuel to the fire to just me, like just hating life. Like why? And I'll be honest, I said why me. I'm the one who said I'm a person who said why am I getting punished? And like I've said before, because it's your decision. It's not. It wasn't just affecting me. It was affecting everybody around me, y'all. Everybody was getting affected around me. I mean, everybody's getting affected around me, and selfish of me, selfish of us to think we're not, our actions, our words aren't affecting anybody. It affects everybody, y'all. So I mean, and that's what I'm getting at is, I mean, not Theo Vaughn, the comedian, and he has a thing, and he says, "Nothing changes if nothing changes, man." And the first time I heard that, I'm like, what the heck? Like, what do you mean nothing changes if nothing changes? Like, that makes no sense. And then I like, bam, the light just said ping one day. I was like, dang, nothing changes if nothing changes. So y'all, if you're not changing anything in your life to get better, nothing's gonna change. You can consume yourself to it like most people do. Say, I'm just depressed. That's it. And it's hard. It really is hard, y'all, because I never thought I'd be that person to just left work early one day, boom, put in the slip, left work early one day, and came home, and I was in bed for 6 hours, y'all, just just blanket over my head, and really not having anybody to talk to, really not thinking I have anybody to talk to, because you start, you try to talk to somebody, and then before you know it, you get hit with their problems, and now you're just their therapist. You're just like, man, you can't talk to anybody. It's hard. So I'll tell you, it's like November 6th, man. November 6th was my turning point. I had little steps, little, I call them little door knocks, from God, like, hey, from Jesus, like, dude, what's up? Hey, oh, cool, man. Yeah, thank you. I take that gift. For I see you later. And November 6th, he was like, nah, man, you ain't shut the door on me coming in. And that's when I stopped drinking, y'all. Changed my life. I mean, I was listening to motivational speakers already. Dude, I cut out a lot of stuff. Social media is at a minimum to me. And again, y'all, I'll tell you that's one thing too. Social media, because I mentioned earlier being political on this. I don't want to be political on this because, y'all, you can have a really good friend. You can have a really good friend. But once you say, I'm with this, oh, I don't back that guy, or I don't back this guy, or I'm with this guy, bam, everything just collides. Now you got a little turmoil. So you can go from politics, you can go from a belief, you can go from different things that people are like, it'll change someone's mindset. The media jumps on it all the time. Most people wake up. That's one thing I'm guilty of it, y'all. I used to wake up and the first thing I did was grab this phone, like, whoo, let's see who's on it. Let's see what's going on. And I jumped on that phone, and man, oh, this fool right here, oh, you know what? I was getting mad, and y'all, and it went into my driving. It went into my driving, y'all. Like I'd be driving, oh, this fool cut me off. I mean, I chase people to their house, like, oh, what's up, dog? This and that. Where did it get me? It's just I'm mad. That other person's, oh, whatever. They got me. They baited me, and it's like, you know what? It ain't even worth it, man. I mean, um, the other day, some dude cut me off hardcore, and I was just like, maybe you need to be somewhere more important than I do. Maybe someone's hurting your family, and you need to get there. That's how I took it, man. Maybe and again, you don't know, man. I mean, they're not, you don't know. Again, we affect everybody around us. Your actions aren't just yours; they're everybody's. So y'all, I run a lot. I found out, I got into running a few years ago, and running has helped me out. So when I run, where I run, I'm always like, hey, good morning, have a good day, this and that. And I'd say out of 10 people, probably 4 or 5 reciprocates, like, I guess 50%, reciprocation. And you know what? It's not about that. It's not about, oh, you bet, you disrespected me, and what the heck? Nah, it doesn't even bother me, because you know what? If I say good morning, have a great day to 80 people that day, and if one person was there and was like, man, life sucks, it ain't gonna get any better, I don't know if I'm gonna live tomorrow. And if that good morning, have a great day changes their outlook, then that's it, man. It's all worth it. I don't need them to come to me and say they did that. Oh, I'm changing. You made. I don't care about all that. I don't care about the accolades. I hope it helps somebody. I hope it helps somebody, and that's why I'm wearing this sweater, man. It says "You are enough," and it's got a statement on the back. I don't know what it is. I can't read on my back, but it's. I mean, again, mental health. I guess that's where I'm going with this. Is mental health. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens, man. There's a lot of stuff that happens. I know a lot of people who've been through, whether it was a loss of a child, whether it was, just, you know, children being lost, and it's got to be tough. It's really got to be tough, and and I look at a lot of these motivational speakers, Eric Thomas, one of my favorites, David Goggins, these guys been through the depths, man. They've been through the trenches, in life. And I'm not saying that it was, oh man, oh, it was just work related and they lost. No, these guys went through it. They went through it. They were, homeless. I mean, they were just like in bad situations. Like, man, situations that people are like can't get themselves out of, and it's like, man, they did it. They did. And that's one thing I noticed is a lot of these people that I follow, that I, these motivational speakers, guys like that, Les Brown, these guys were, whoa, how did you overcome that? And you know what? You got to find it in yourself. You really do, man. You really do. One thing I talk about, because people always say, man, I'm at the end of my rope. I'm at the end of my rope. And yeah, it's easy to let go. It's easy to just say, I'm done. Let go. But don't look at it that way, y'all. If you're at the end of the rope, that means you got more rope to climb. That means the journey's just about to begin. It's not going to be easy. Because trust me, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. It's real easy to let go and say, F it, I'm done. Done. Let go. Or it's going to be hard, but boom, one hand in front of the other and go. Go for it, y'all. One hand in front of the other. Not everybody becomes a Navy SEAL. Not everybody becomes an Army Ranger. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough. I mean, you got to keep pushing forward, y'all. You really got to keep pushing forward. And, it's you never know. I mean, it's a trip because I know what's going on with my bus rider. I know what's going on with my bus rider, and that's why I'm like hitting this kind of sentiment is because it's tough. Life is hard, and as I'm kind of all over the place, but as a parent, you see your kid all the time. You know what kind of parent you are, and then you don't you see your kids, but your kids do hide a lot of stuff, and it's I guess it's like the first generation of this parenting, like because with the phones and stuff, and growing up, I didn't have a phone, I didn't have all that stuff. I would just shut people off, and I'm not a real big person on going out and hey, what's up, or if I see somebody I knew from the past, like, what's up, dog? How's it been? Blah blah. Like I don't care. I don't care. I'm an introvert. I don't really, most people might not know that I'm an introvert because when I'm around people, I'm like, hey, what's up, this and that. I mean, I know a lot of people, I really do. But we have a running joke at our home when someone knocks on the door. We're like, what the heck? For real? Like, because people don't come to the house. We just like that, our inclusiveness, I guess you would say. We like that. And again, y'all, it's, it's it's a tough subject, man. I mean, it's a tough subject. I just want to say, if you guys are battling something, man, if you guys are battling something mentally and you need help, there's somebody out there. There's somebody out there that's willing to listen. There's somebody out there that's willing to listen. My wife has an uncle, and the times I've stopped drinking, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" Because he don't drink. Hey, what's going on? And he knows when you stop drinking. As the person who stops drinking, most people are like, "Oh, you ain't gonna hang out no more. Oh, you ain't gonna do this no more. Oh, you're too good for us." It's not even about that. And he's the one who told me, "Watch, people are gonna change up on you." And yep, probably the time before this, I stopped drinking. I had a family member out here, and he was like, "Hey, I'm be out here. I'm out in my town. Let's go over here, call off work, and let's go drink." So nah, man, I'm good. He goes, "Come on, man, after work." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." He's like, "What's up?" I was like, "Oh, I don't drink anymore." He was like, "Left me on red, done." Left me on red, done. I'm just like, for real, like, and I'm like, man, my wife's uncle's right. Like, people are changing up, and it's this time. This time I stopped drinking. As a gentleman that it's like it's crazy because I even looked up to him like, and I don't even know why I looked up to him, but maybe it's because I wanted to prove something to him. Maybe because I always had something to prove to him. Not that he was like my like not like I had to compete with him, but I just wanted to prove something to him. Like, hey, you know, I just always wanted something from him, like to prove something to him. But anyways, this time I stopped drinking. Again, I'm like, I'm not, my wife's uncle was like, "Hey, what's up? This and that. Like, you doing good? Everything cool, cool." I'm like, yeah. I mean, everything's good, man. I don't even have a want. I'm good. Um, man, I even have beer in my refrigerator for when people come over. They could drink. My dad drinks. I have nothing against anybody who drinks, so nothing against anybody who drinks. But anyways, this gentleman, as these were talking, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good, man. Everything's good." And the other gentleman, the one that I said that I, always wanted to prove myself to him, was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna make it. You're gonna quit. You're gonna quit. You're gonna quit." I'm like, man, and it's crazy because we always have a joking mentality, and it's a trip because he was going hard, y'all. He was going hard. And I'm just like, dude. So I'm like, you know what, man? I need haters like you. I really do, because you keep me going. You keep me going all the time. So I appreciate it, man. You just keep pushing. And I guess the tone that I came off with, he was like, he kind of backed off. But you know what, y'all? That's one thing too. It's social media. Even your surroundings. Watch your surroundings. Not everybody's there for you, y'all. Most people are there to collect information and take it back. Most people are there to collect information and run with it somewhere else, you know. And if you ever played the telephone game in elementary school, they'll take that information you said, which was probably like an achievement before you know it. It's all way different, y'all. So it's not everybody's there. So I had to learn to start cutting off family. Not all family's good for you, man. And again, not everybody's good for you. And again, man, it's the alcohol, the people I was surrounding myself with. It was time to go. It was time to go and new life, man. I mean, so again, if you guys are having any issues mentally, if you guys are just like, I don't know, if you guys are just thinking about, anything, it's like there's someone there to talk to. There's someone there to talk to, man. And I mean, even if there's not someone there to talk to, I mean, dude, find that safe place in your house. Man, I got allergies. Find that safe place in your house, whether it be a closet, whether it be a restroom, it could even be the bathtub in your restroom. Just find that safe place and just go away. Just go away. Just get away from the world. Um, One of my favorite things, I get up early in the morning now, y'all. I get up way before my family. My wife probably hates it, but my alarm goes off super early. I get up way early and meditate. And meditate, man. And I mean, this is something that most people who know me for a long time are probably, yeah, right, what the heck? Hey, it helps me. Because guess what? My first interaction when I wake up is thank you, God, for waking me up, for not giving me another day. I go into about 30 minutes of meditation. And, y'all, just go through my routine. I have prayer, all that good stuff. That's how I start my day off, y'all. I go through my day and I have prayer alarms. You gotta keep yourself in check. You know what I mean? You gotta keep yourself in check. So I keep myself in check, and even the last 5 to 10 minutes, I catch myself sometimes not like look focused on that, but last 5 to 10 minutes before I go to bed, I'm looking at motivational stuff. I'm looking up, church, just godly things, things like that. Things to put me in a good mood when I go to bed. Because y'all, I'm gonna tell you what, if you wake up and if say your kid's going to school. All right, cool, man. Hey, first thing to do, hey, good morning, mom, good morning, dad, whatever. And you're like, dude, what the heck, this and that. You start jumping down their throat, they're not going to have a good day. And then you drop them off at school, you're like, have a good day. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Day's already jacked up. Why get up and hating the world already, y'all? Most people who went to sleep, there's a lot of people who went to sleep that don't even get to wake up. There's a lot of people, dude, go to the hospital. Y'all, we take it for granted, man. We take it for granted. Life can change in a minute. Life can change in a minute. So, y'all, stay focused, man. Stay focused. Stop looking at the negative stuff. Stop looking at, man, my boss. Well, not my boss, one of my buddies. Like, you can give somebody $100 and they're going to be mad because you didn't give them 200. Like, look, dude, I just gave you $100. Something's always wrong. Something's always wrong. Stop looking at the glass half empty and start looking at it half full. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's crazy because I know I feel like I'm rambling, but y'all, nothing's gonna change if nothing changes, man. And you're the only one that's gonna change it. You're the only one that's gonna change your trajectory, your reality, your outcome. Yo, dude, again, I'm building this Impala. I actually, told myself, told my wife, I'm gonna learn how to paint. And man, I didn't have too many people. You're not gonna learn how to paint. Nah, I had a few people, and I still got people who say dumb stuff. And it's like, you know what? Like my runs, you always have that person that will reciprocate. Hey, good morning, have a good day. I even have people like, man, have a great day, and I'm just like, you too. It's a good one. And then you get that person that's like, bleh. What's so good about it? If you're gonna focus on that person of what's so good about it, you ain't never gonna change, man. You're always, you keep dwelling on that negative, you're never gonna change. So y'all, again, I guess I'm getting to like a mental health type thing. Kids, adult, whatever. There's someone you could talk to, man. There's always someone you can talk to. And guess what? You might not even be religious, but Go to a church. You don't need to be religious, because speaking of the church, as a young man, going to church, I know people give that persona that, oh, my life is perfect, my life is great, my life is this. Yo, I will tell you what, most of those people in those churches got something going on. They have a battle with either whatever it is, whatever it is, pornography, whatever it is. I mean, they're arguing with their spouse on the way to church. They're arguing about where they're going to go eat. There's all kinds of stuff, infidelity. And I remember as a youngster going to, church, my parents, and it was like everybody's righteous, everybody's this. Nah, man, it ain't about that, and it's, I've actually found on YouTube this Pastor Andrew Carter, who has a church, and he's like, man, he's the first one to let me know we all have problems. I have problems, he says. He's a pastor. I have problems, and he battles with it every day. And I'm just like, man, but he uses his vessel from God to capture the people. And he doesn't dress, he's not in the suits, he's not in the slacks, man. He's in Air Force Ones. I mean, he's in his Air Force Ones. I mean, he's tatted down, because he had a life. Dude had a life, but it's like, man, he speaks to me. His word gets me. I mean, like I said earlier, it's not I'm all holier than thou. I have my issues too, and it's a struggle. And if following the life of Jesus, it's a struggle. It really is. People are like, oh, you think you're holier than thou? Nah, because guess what? When I wasn't, I was drinking, having a good time, whatever, flipping people off, just chasing cars down. I didn't care. It didn't matter to me. But now, when someone cuts me off, and a thought goes to my head, maybe they need to be somewhere. Maybe their family's in the hospital and they're just trying to get there. It throws another light, y'all. It throws another light. So I mean, it's, don't be afraid to go to church if that's where you need to go to talk to somebody. Don't be afraid. And I mean, if you catch yourself in that church and they're hey, like putting you down type thing, oh well, you need to do this. Nah, man. I mean, it's not. You need to take your steps. You need to take your steps, and you need to go that route. What I do, even in fitness, I love to run, and I use this as analogy for everything. I love to run. People are like, how do I? Because I lost about 40, 60 pounds, something like that. Oh, I want to lose weight like you, man. This and that. And it's like, all right, cool. This is what I do. And then people are like, well, I ain't losing weight. Well, and I tell people all the time, this might not be for you. Many people want to run with me, and I can run pretty fast. I go on my runs. I'm like averaging between like an 8-minute mile, 8.5-minute mile. Well, you don't wait for me. Y'all, I've been doing this for years. Why do I got to give up the work I've built to satisfy you when more likely you're probably going to quit? And everyone I'm like, look, when I first started this, I couldn't run 1/8 of a mile. And now I'm running 6 miles on the steady. Why do I got to give all the work I've done to get so I can comfort you? And that's what I'm saying. If you got to go talk to somebody, know this, their steps, my steps to take that are helping me out might not be the same for you. I know people who would go to just AA meetings. Straight up, they don't even have a desire to drink, but they go there because that's their footing, that's their foundation, that's their rock. So again, y'all, I'm just speaking to everybody. Men, women, children, boys, girls, whatever. Y'all, if you're going through something, if bullying, whatever it is, mentally, and you feel like there's no reason for you to be here, nah. There's a reason, man. There's a reason. I mean, and sometimes you need to shut down the world. And I mean, get off social media. You don't need to hang around your family. Shut down to the world. Build yourself up. Because guess what? When you come back as a different person, someone will be like, hey, what's up, bro? You want a beer? Nah, I'm good. All right, I'll get at you later. Cool. No big deal. We weren't meant to be friends anyway. We weren't meant to be family anyway, if that's what the outcome was, because I stopped doing something that you like. So y'all don't conform to everybody's ways, because I guess I'll tell you what, the people today, you might not even be talking to them 5 or 10 years from now. You might not even be talking to them next year. So you actually gave up something in your life to appease somebody and they're not even there no more. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. So, y'all, again, thank you for prescribing. If you if you're riding on Cisco City bus, I mean, I'm gonna be trying to lock down some more passengers and get this thing going. It's tough, y'all. It's tough. Getting these little podcasts going, it's tough, but we'll be getting it going. We'll be getting it going, and again, like and prescribe, y'all. I want to say, hope you guys have a great day. Remember, if you're going through something, talk to somebody, man. Talk to somebody. Because you might be at the end of the road, but no, don't think about that. You're at the beginning of your challenge, the beginning of your climb. You'll get through this. Y'all have a great day. God, I love you. Bye.